أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله علي الذات عظيم الصفات سمي السمات كبير الشان جليل القدر رفيع الذكر بطاء الأمر جليل البرهان. الحمد لله الذي كتب الآثار ونسخ الآجال. القلوب عنده المفضية، السر عنده علانية، الحلال ما أحل والحرام ما حرم، والدين ما شرع والأمر ما قضاه، الخلق خلقه والعبد عبده، وهو الله الرؤوف الرحيم. وصلوات الله وسلامه على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال الله تعالى في قرآنه المجيد وفرقانه الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم خير الأعمال إلى الله أدومها وإن قل. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تحقرن من المعروف شيئا أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. One time Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was sitting in a majlis inside of Masjid al-Nabawi. He was sitting with his companions and a man came and walked in. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, this man who has just entered, he is from the people of Jannah. He is from the people of Jannah. Now, the Sahaba, at times they would question Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at times they would just ponder on what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not explain why he was part of the people of Jannah. Obviously, that being Sahaba, that glad tidings is there, but there has to be a specific reason for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to mention somebody, to point at someone and mention them specifically, saying that this person is from the people of Jannah. Just how the Ashara Mubashara, these were the 10 Sahabis, the 10 individuals who were promised Jannah. Does it mean that the other ones are not promised Jannah? No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's mutlaq in the Quran. Radiallahu anhum wa radu an. And one of the principles that when you study tafsir and you dissect tafsir is al-mutlaq yutlaq ala itlaqihi, that in an ayah which is mutlaq, an ayah which is general, you keep it like that. You don't constrict it, you don't make it limited. So this hadith of the Ashara Mubashara, or the 10 promised Jannah, is just a special maqam, it's just a special respect which is given to them. That Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam happened to mention these individuals by name, and that they were promised by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself their abode in Jannah. So over here, the Sahaba are thinking, this must be, and there's a special reason. There's a special reason for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to mention someone by name and to promise them Jannah by name. There has to be there's some special quality that they have in them for them to receive that honor. So one of the Amr ibn al-As radiallahu anhu, he says that I was very curious because he was one of the latecomers to Islam. He was from one of the last of the Muhajirin. Him and Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu anhu from the last of the Muhajirin. And he said that my goal was to try to catch up to whatever I had missed over the past years in opposing Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I wanted to make sure I made up as much as I could. So he said that I went to this Sahabi, and I said to him, I didn't want to ask him straight up. I kind of felt shy asking him that, what is it that you do that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had said that you are a person of Jannah. So he said, I made an excuse and I said that I have some, issue at my house. Can I please stay with you for a couple of days? So he said, on the first day, I stayed with him. In the daytime, he performed his regular fara'id. He read, there was nothing extra. Then at night, I waited to see if he was to get up for tahajjud. He didn't get up for tahajjud, right? But then he got up for tahajjud. Next day, I said, okay, maybe there's something I missed. So he said, next day I watched him again. He performed the normal fara'id that were obligated upon him. At night, he slept the whole night, woke up for the Fajr Salah the next day. On the third day, Amr ibn al-As radiallahu anhu, he says that I was surprised and I was astonished. I said, I don't see anything special that this individual is doing for him that he received an honor of glad tidings from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself of Jannah. So the third day, he finally gave up and he went up to this Sahabi and he said to him, to be honest with you, I had no issue in my house. I was just too shy to ask you this, but I have to ask you this now because I have been staying with you for 3 days. And a couple of days ago, we were with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We were with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said that you were a person of Jannah. And I watched you, and there was not any quality I saw that was like a special quality that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam could have basically given you that glad tidings for. So he said, can you please tell me what is it that you do? And he said, there's nothing there. I don't really. He said, you saw how I live. He said, you saw what I do. I performed what is obligated upon me. That's it. So then Amr ibn al-As began to leave. Then the Sahabi ran after him and said, you know what, wait. Perhaps there's one thing that I do is that before I go to sleep, I clean my heart and I forgive anybody that has wronged me. And I also make a niyyah that I will go and ask for forgiveness from anybody I may have wronged. And I don't have any haqq or hatred for any one of the Muslims in my heart. No matter who they are, no matter what they may have said, no matter what they may have done. Something small. Was he performing his fara'id? Yes. I'm not here to say that, as long as you do these small things, they're a substitute for your fara'id. There's nothing that substitutes your fara'id. It's known. It was obvious. Fara'id, doing your fara'id, that's obvious. But it's these special actions that we do upon our fara'id, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks at, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses to elevate you, like a bonus. The fara'id, that's your entrance, that's what will get you to where you need to in the akhirah. However, the special treatment you have and the perks that you have are from these a'mal, these extra a'mal, these special a'mal that are about you, that are consistent about you. You look at the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? لا تحقرن من المعروف شيئا. Do not belittle any deed, no matter how small it may be. This deed may be the source of your forgiveness in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And consistency is the main key. Being consistent. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to, it was in Isra or Mi'raj, he heard the footsteps of Bilal radiallahu anhu in Jannah. So when he went back, when he returned back, he asks Bilal radiallahu anhu, oh Bilal, I heard your footsteps in Jannah. What is it? What special thing do you do? Now notice, he didn't ask Bilal radiallahu anhu, do you perform your fara'id? He never asked him that. Why? Because that's a given. That's obvious. But he said that I already heard your footsteps in Jannah. So what is something special that you do? Is there something that you do? He said, there's nothing really special. All I do is that after every time I perform wudu, I pray 2 rakat, tahiyyat al-wudu. I pray 2 rakat right after performing wudu. And that's where the fadilah of praying tahiyyat al-wudu comes from. So, something which is small, right? But the most beloved, right? أحب الأعمال إلى الله, the most beloved actions to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the consistent ones. أدومها وإن قل, even if they are small. Any action that you do, whether it's reading the Quran 10 minutes a day, or giving a few 50 cents, 75 cents, $1 in sadaqah every single day, you have no idea what effect this could have on your daily life, because these actions are what brings protection and it brings barakah in your daily life. These are the actions which could save you from some big calamity. Because the tests, we will be tested, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is a world of being tested. And we see our Muslim brothers and sisters are being tested all over the world. However, these extra a'mal and the extra sadaqah that you give and the little time you take out to go and do the dhikr, sit down and by yourself and do the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what does it take to do the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? It just takes for you to utter something. Rasulullah said that if there's nothing good to come out of your mouth, then don't say anything at all. Because in the day of judgment, your tongue will be witness against you. Your tongue itself will be a witness against everything you said. How many times do we have long drives? How many times are we sitting down not doing anything? Why is it that our tongues can't move with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When you are literally when you're doing the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are planting your gardens in Jannah. You are planting your garden in Jannah when you do the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a person who does dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consistently, how can bad thoughts and evil actions and desires overcome a person whose heart and whose tongue is consistently moist with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? There is this, just any small action that we can consistently bring in our lives, my dear respected brothers, elders, and sisters. This is key to our success. This is key to building us long term. Obviously, we have the foundation of our fara'id, but we also have to build upon that as well. That is why the perks and the special glad tidings were not given to those who just did what was obligated. It was for those who went beyond. But over here, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying that going beyond does not mean that you have to do every single nawafil out there. You have to do every single type of ibadah out there. No. خير الأعمال إلى الله, the most beloved actions to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are أدومها وإن قل, are the most consistent ones, even if they are not that, even if they are little in our eyes. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq to act upon what was said. قولوا قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور. الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على نبينا محمد بعدد من صلى وصام. اللهم صل على حبيبنا محمد بعدد من قعد وقام. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين وارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين. اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان، خاصة في المغرب وفي فلسطين يا رب العالمين. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر من يجاهد فيك حق جهادك يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وجعلنا منهم، واخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا معهم. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمركم بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم ودعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله. So please straighten the lines, stand shoulder to shoulder, turn off all your cellular devices. استووا صفوفكم فإن تصفية الصفوف من إقامة الصلاة. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم واخشوا يوما لا يجزي والد عن ولده ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيئا إن وعد الله حق فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور إن الله عنده علم الساعة وينزل الغيث ويعلم ما في الأرحام وما تدري نفس ماذا تكسب غدا وما تدري نفس بأي أرض تموت إن الله عليم خبير. الله سمع الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sunday school is open. Start from 10. But still, whoever not registered yet, you can register. And please donate generously for our masjid operations. And also, please make a donation and make du'as for Moroccan and Libyan people. Jazakallah.
Allah.